This has been brewing for a while. It's been consistently proven to be the best Keystone Mastery for most top lane champions outside of a few Warlords Bloodlust users. And I think mainly you could probably go with attack speed to start it off with. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, if you don't want to go Fervor of Battle for your top laner, like Fervor of Battle Mastery should be pretty obvious. Something like that. But for Grasp of the Undying, just take these points away really quick. This is your first major decision, is whether you want to deal more damage and take more damage and try and out sustain with your Grasp of the Undying proc, or if you want to have Feast. I would probably go for Feast if you're not going for Fervor of Battle. Melees that take Fervor of Battle probably should go Double-Edged Sword. Um, and unless you have a really good reason to get bonus armor and magic resist, you probably would go with Recovery. Tough Skin, this would be better laning and also help you to clear out camps without taking as much damage. Runic Armor to scale up the Grasp of the Undying proc, the health regeneration that you already have, the Lifesteal, and the Feast proc. So then your next decision point is, do you want a really buffed up Perseverance? Like maybe if you're playing a tank champion that has just insane amount of resistances to start off with, not bonus resistances, that just has a lot of flat resistance. Maybe Perseverance is a bit better on that kind of a champion. On most champions, you probably are going to want the Reduced Summoner spell cooldown because that is so useful. And Perseverance, in a lot of cases, it'll be overkill. You won't have need for that much sustain. And then again, I think the decision point for Legendary Guardian versus Swiftness is, how does your champion operate? It's like, do you need to be able to get out and be resistant to slows and other CC? Or do you want to be purely tanky and just sit in there and do damage? Like, even on those kind of champions, though, Swiftness will be a pretty good mastery, so I would probably go with that. And then, of course, Grasp of the Undying. It's pretty self-explanatory. I could see, like, if you're like in a very ability focused player of like Poppy, you might want to go something like this. I could see you doing that. It'll up your damage. It'll reduce your tank ability a little bit, but for most players, this is going to be a good setup for Grasp of the Undying. Even on someone like Malphite, he can actually make use of the attack speed. And with Iceborne Gauntlet, just it ends up being a lot of damage combined with the Grasp of the Undying scaling with the attack speed. I think that's a really good combination. So this is probably what I would run. And then for runes, this is just my generic jungle hybrid penetration page. Got attack speed glyphs and hybrid pen marks. And I'm getting all my armor from seals still actually, but one movement speed quint and then 2 attack speed quints. It's actually pretty relevant to have that much attack speed on a tank, so that's why I do it. If you wanted to go for a little bit more tanky stats, then you can do that as well. I don't really see the need to get magic resist on my glyphs though, because I'm already going to be building magic resist items. ZZ Route Portal, Abyssal Scepter, that kind of thing. Those are all really good tank items right now. And most of the champion roster can build those items safely. And if not, then I pretty much will just deal with the lack of magic resist. That's just my playstyle. Maybe if I saw the need to get a couple more rune pages going, then I could do that, but even on my mid lane page, I have a little bit of movement speed. This is kind of like a really mixed page, but it was just whatever I had left over. That's something you could run on a top lane tank, but probably better off running something like this. The hybrid penetration is actually going to scale up the Grasp of the Undying proc quite a bit because it's magic damage. So yeah, that is how I would play Malphite right now. And then if you're gonna play like Fiora, maybe you run heavy damage rune page or some attack speed. You know, whatever works. Go look on champion.gg and find your favorite mastery setup. Or if you see something that you like, you can always adapt it to your own playstyle. So, this is meant to cover a great number of mastery videos that I could be doing. If you take a look at the champion roster, pretty much any champion that you want to take top lane, even Yasuo, can take Grasp of the Undying. Although I think Warlord's Bloodlust is a little bit better on him and maybe Tryndamere and a couple others at the moment. Yeah, that should do it for this.